form right now achieves, and they have paused the game.
I wasn't quite ready for that, but fair enough. I was kind of thinking it's fair to say that, like, yes, NRG, Kings of North America, you got to dethrone them. Yeah. It's all true. The thing about it is, can you do it for very long? And that's always the question, right? There's very, very few teams that can hold NRG down for longer than temporarily. You know, you think about back in RLCS, Spacestation initially came out in the fall split, absolutely crushing people. We're like, Spacestation's best team in North America. Okay. And then we go forward, and there's a little bit of time where it's like, all right, Envy's the best team in North America. But the one constant is that NRG is fighting everybody for all of this. And they adapt so well, and that was a big part of their win against FaZe earlier today, that adaptability and flexibility to pressure, and that could come in spades here to help them against Spacestation, because Spacestation, I would say so far throughout the tournament, has been looking like the best team, but you got to win 8 games, and that's not easy.
You do got to win a lot. Again, bracket reset, coming from the lower bracket, Spacestation has to win twice. NRG with the privilege of only having to win 1 best of 7. They win it right here. We'll be done. Daniel looking to start off in hot. Gonna get that first goal in. He continues the hot streak.
Great start for SSG and Daniel. Garrett G, really not a bad option. Was just trying to get the distance. Unfortunately for him, though, Daniel in a great spot for it. Saw it coming and just threw it right back into the net. Nobody quite ready. Couldn't ask for a better start.
4:24. Off to go in game number 1. Neutral kickoff here. Justin gonna take it. 1 touch. Now looking for 2. Arsenal will stop him off to the edge. Garrett G through the sky will get first touch. He's got 30 boosts left to chase this down. And Reynolds will take it out from him. From the third man, follows it through. Gets past Justin in the corner. Look at that separation out to Arsenal. But Arsenal not quite able to get through the front line defense. Gonna lose control of the ball. Squishy will have the clear.
Good understanding there from Squishy, realizing Arsenal just trying to waste time and could just turn around and take the challenge as soon as he got the floor. Big bump as well to try and open the door, and a lot of people giving a lot of praise, and justifiably so, for how well Daniel has been playing so far. But you gotta say, Arsenal and Reynolds have absolutely stepped themselves up as well in terms of gameplay, and almost able to jam that one through Garrett G.
And Reynolds, a player who is usually pretty consistent but simple, I'd say, like in his approach to the ball. He's been going for demos and passes, you know, goes for the simple shots right in front of the net, just doesn't miss. He's been hitting bangers this event, absolutely popping off. Everybody on Space Station, a huge threat here. NRG's gonna have their hands full. Currently trailing by 1. Garrett G threw this guy off the ceiling. He's got Justin across the field, gonna hold on to it himself, get 2 defenders to challenge. Everybody out in the front of the box for Space Station is Daniel. Holds on to control. Squishy with the high pre-jump, chasing this down into the backfield, nearly tucks it around the post. Here comes Justin with the follow-up, still wide of the goal. Follow-up again, no! Reynolds gets in his way.
Not a lot of boost here for NRG to work with. They're just firing shots as hard as they can on target, seeing if something will stick. There's one into the middle. Justin can't quite make contact. Garrett G on follow-up actually goes for the shot up towards the back wall to set up a second chance, and it's the right move. Space Station caught grounded in the net with this touch off the wall.
All right, so shot 17 finally goes in. What a barrage as NRG ties up the game. Kept that trap in the back third for so long. Way to hold on to it. Bring us back to even.
Great pressure.
Yeah.
NRG as well. I mean, a lot of boost steals necessary to keep Space Station locked down there and not able to make any type of approach and transition for Space Station. Daniel thought about it, realized Garrett G probably had it.
Here's Daniel off the wall. No support, up in the front by himself. Wins a challenge on second touch, steals a boost and rotates out. Squishy trying to get the clear, drops it. And Garrett G will pick it up after Arsenal's touch, sends one on target. Daniel makes a stop, but it's still dangerous. Reynolds can't get it out of the way. Garrett recovers and scores his own setup.
I thought Justin was the one who put this one into the net with a dunk, but no, it was just Garrett G. It's kind of that product of Daniel not really having a good choice, and Reynolds actually coming out on the wrong side of the ball, definitely trying to challenge Justin, but the jump a little errant, and he ends up going out in front of the ball instead of trying to pop it out, and he's the one who tips it in.
NRG on top. As Justin advances in midfield, sends the shot on target. Daniel makes the save and a clear to the corner this time. Garrett G back around the woodwork, looking to dunk it himself. Arsenal gets a soft touch, and Reynolds will pick it up with space. To take it away from him onto the backfield. Look at the trap. Arsenal, dangerous moment for him. Nearly own goals. Keeps his wits about him, doesn't touch the ball, and gets the clear off to the side. Space Station dodging that bullet, but NRG still pressuring this absolute suffocation they've been able to build over the course of this game, but the long shot nearly going in. Garrett G gets it away.
They are getting a lot of those boost steals over on the Space Station side. And you can see there's the aggression from Reynolds. He was pushing the net first, and then he rotates out, gets the demo in the corner, and that's all that time that Space Station needs to really get themselves set here, and we'll see if they can string a couple of challenges together.
Justin pushing this to the outside. Daniel moves to midfield. Oh, but misses Squishy. Puts this high. Justin able to extend it in midfield. No follow-up. Arsenal off the wall. 20 boost as he dumps it to Daniel. Looking for the infield pass. Garrett G blocks it at the front of the box. Reynolds to pick up control in the corner. And he slows it down. Justin gets baited in, but Squishy has the clear, and Daniel has to retreat. Arsenal out of goal. And a clear back to midfield. NRG slowly regaining control.
Ooh, actually a real smart move there from Daniel, realizing Justin was going to pull off. He had time to go for the trap. It means that they get a much better clear and can grab the boost in the midfield and make sure that this ball is going to be stuck here in the middle, and everyone's going to have to fight for possession.
Daniel plays it back to the wall. Here's Squishy. Daniel finds Garrett G on the demolition. Garrett G set up in net. Daniel looking for him again here, trying to hound him off the ball. Not able to get the demo this time, but Garrett G low and boosted out of position, has to make for an awkward touch. And now Squishy extends it over the front line. Daniel rotating back around. He's on every side of the ball.
Impatient as well, dotting one on Reynolds. Justin required touch, could not go forward. He would have got dunked. And a tight one at that. And NRG definitely doing well to handle the option Space Station's thrown at him. It's nothing crazy, nothing they haven't seen before, but it does require precision on defense.
Big stops, 8 seconds left. Space Station hounding and looking for more and more demolitions, just trying to open up the goal here, but the two-man defense staying strong as Arsenal puts it back down. Clock expired. Long play to midfield. Daniel holding on to it in the sky, but Justin able to take it away from him. Out of boost, dumps it into the back third. Reynolds will slow it down, pick up boost, dribble this one around. He's going to have a long way to go. He's stuck on one. Out to Arsenal on the edge, trying to get the pass back into Reynolds, putting it high. Where's Daniel? Into tie and send it to overtime. It's in! What a play! Space Station, keep him alive!
All right, Reynolds the control on the dribble out. Perfect. The dump to Arsenal. Perfect. And then it's all about, can you beat NRG on one last go? And Daniel's able to squeeze one into the net. Oh, man. That is irritating for NRG because they were in position. They could see it all coming, and they just got outplayed.
End-to-end perfection for Space Station, and we're in overtime in game number 1. Garrett G at midfield with a stop. Daniel touches it back to Justin, who just blasts to the goal. Arsenal sends it to the sky. This ping pong could favor NRG as it goes out to Squishy. Now to Justin. Into the sky. He's got Garrett G moving up and looking for the read. He was taken to the sky now. Puts it on target. No! Just a bit high. Arsenal makes the save. Justin puts it high again. And the one thing Space Station cannot afford is another NRG onslaught.
Ooh, they may have just allowed it, though. Reynolds real aggressive dish to Justin. Bar down, out, and around. Doesn't have the boost to get back. And Space Station gonna hang on, if only just.
And where was the rest of the pressure from NRG? Every Space Station player piled up under the ball after that crazy bounce. No pressure from NRG. Now Space Station advancing down the field. Daniel looks to create chaos, possibly redirect it. Nothing there, but here's Reynolds off the sky. 70 boost to work with, bounces off the ground. Garrett G in the way. Justin will reposition himself in goal because here comes shot number 2. Squishy with another block and then a second one to follow it. Oh my goodness, NRG holding on to net, breaking out down the field. Daniel with a stop and Reynolds to quickly turn on it, try to take over control. No, it's Daniel holding on to the ball. 1v1, back to Reynolds, blocked by Justin.
And this is a tough thing to handle for both teams. I mean, everyone needs just a few extra seconds to grab boost, and now Squishy Charge was buying even more time, and Daniel really got the measure of him there, forcing Squishy to just delay even further. And SSG in a great position here. Unfortunately, they can't get unstuck from the corner, and now they just got to play keep away.
Just on the outside as Daniel picks up control off the wall. Holds on to it to the ground. Now looking for demos again. Can't find anybody but Space Station's classic formation. Justin finds the opening though. It's on the post. And has to take another bounce, but NRG will eventually sneak away with game 1.
You gotta see here. Arsenal's going back. Yeah, there's Reynolds. Ooh, and he just has a bad line to the challenge. Justin, I think, deceiving Reynolds there. Reynolds thinking he didn't quite have that quick of a recovery to get back on the opposite side of the ball. He was taking that challenge a little more straight up and less about, I need to potentially block a shot there. And Reynolds, he's trying to get aggressive there as that third man really put the counterattack pressure, let himself and Daniel be in position to maybe force the power play back the other way, but he just doesn't even get a piece of it, and Arsenal doesn't have time to get back to the net. And NRG gonna stave off a comeback victory with the 0-second equalizer, and that was a tough game one for everybody.
One of the best 0-second drills I've ever seen. Just clean from end to end, absolute perfection. But ultimately here, it's going to be NRG taking it down there. Very narrow in the stats margins here. 13 shots to 12, 9 saves to 7. Very close. Spacestation actually with 2 more saves, NRG with 1 more shot. So really just came down to the one play there at the end. My goodness, if that's a statement or a microcosm of what we got in the rest of the series here at Cheese, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I mean this really was the game of cat and mouse. You know, you had so much. I felt great map control from NRG. I think they held a lot of the boost, and that was kind of preventing Spacestation from getting things started, at least for very long. But when Spacestation did get that going, they were getting that playstyle that they like. Get that ball out into the middle, get the demos going, put the pressure on NRG, opening up space, giving themselves opportunities on target. And even if they didn't all come to fruition, that's the exact type of game that both the teams like to play there.
I will say, NRG was doing a very good job avoiding the demo game of Spacestation in the last half of game 1. If they're able to keep that up and avoid the situation, get the bumps themselves, just opens the door, and Garrett G scores goal number 1.
Not fair, unfair if you're SSG. Nice little chip, and Justin out in front of Arsenal, and what are you supposed to do is, Daniel? You have to dodge the bump, and Garrett G's just coming right behind the middle of the ball. He's got so much advantage in terms of how that physics is going to work out.
He loosened up both players, making the situation so much easier for Justin. Oh no, now he's looking for goal number 2. For Garrett, rather. Now it's Squishy. Ball just ping-ponging around. Bouncing off of retreating players. A demolition onto Reddles. Man, and NRG giving SSG a taste of their own medicine here. It's Forbidden Temple has seen some of the best goals of the weekend.
Yes, there's been some real stunners here over the course of the past couple of days. That is for sure.
So we get another one. Garrett G down to Justin, blocked by Arsenal. Now Justin in the corner, back pass to Squishy. Overextends his teammate a bit though, and Squishy's got to just play for control.
He's got him. Oh,
fakes out Daniel, and then the demolition onto Garrett G will help open up a lot of space for Spacestation. They'll pick up control in their corner, pop it over Justin, and go to work on offense.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Garrett G, I was on his camera that whole time and kind of just watching his Spacestation work through the midfield defense of NRG. Garrett knew that he could not get aggressive there. He needed to see how things were going to play out, and that patience rewarded with an easy save.
Garrett G with a stop now in the corner. Justin extends at midfield. Garrett G trying to get this one away from Daniel. Goes for the dribble again. Up against Justin, loses control. Arsenal in the second man. Plays it laterally. Reddles tries to pick up control. And Garrett G with a miss here on the side. Daniel's going to try and take care of this, but he goes backwards, so Justin will get a touch onto it. And now it's Squishy through one. Reddles reaching for the ball. A bit of back and forth here. Neither team really holding on to control for very long. Not seeing consecutive touches from one side. Here comes Squishy with an opportunity. Taking it to the skies, got Riddles kind of pinned on the backboard, only 13 boosts, but it'll be enough to reach it and get the ball away from Squishy.
Nice play from Arsenal there, not panicking too much. And there's again a demo that even if Justin's the one that got it, it takes NRG off the ball, and there's extra time required, dished up to him and not able to squeeze it through the defense. What a shot it would have been. They heard you wave. They were trying to go for the clip.
Here's Arsenal. And he'd be the one to hit the banger. He's got Daniel on the far side to go for the pass here, or does Daniel just go for the bumps? Looks like Daniel kind of like went for both, which means he didn't really do either. Reddles out of the side. Justin looking for bumps. Daniel not going to get the best of control. Now Arsenal up to Reddles. Squishy out of position, having to chase Reddles from behind. Reddles just going for the slow play, trying to pin Garrett down. He gets him to get a kind of awkward save. The Squishy's there on the follow-up. NRG keeping their net clean here as Reddles gets demolished in midfield.
Yeah, big demo actually as well. It lets Squishy have this ball on transition for free. Really get set for that challenge against Daniel. Boost and I as well, but even still, Spacestation refusing to let go. Dish to Arsenal, bumping the net. That's going to turn it in. Way to work out of the demo. You get the challenges just enough in your favor. You buy time for Reynolds to respond. And there he is with the bump on Justin, making sure Arsenal has a nice, clean look at it.
Yeah, Justin being passive there in the corner, I think is really what opens that up. He lets Reynolds have the pass off the backboard for free, and then Reynolds can just focus entirely on taking care of the one defender back. Justin challenges in the corner, maybe a better chance of that goal getting blocked, but such a difficult situation for Justin, especially facing the wrong direction, so Spacestation able to take advantage of a small decision that Justin made. Tie up the game now. Daniel with an opportunity back in front of the net. Arsenal looking for the goals. Ooh, looking for the bumps. Here's Reynolds putting it high. He's going to need a follow-up. Squishy's up for it to play to the corner. Misses it, actually, and Justin will find the clear to the edge. Ooh, Squishy, long play. Reynolds reaches for it, gets the clear.
Love that clear from NRG. They definitely like to see things coming their way. And they're okay with the punt strategy because they do approach the ball generally so consistently. Little double commit there, but Squishy's got the command to work it back through and buy some time to reset.
Yeah, if Squishy doesn't get that second touch, it's nearly a guaranteed goal, and it still might turn into something for him here. Squishy the arrow with another catch. And dump. Garrett G with a boost from midfield. That'll reset things, and then the pass down to Justin. Going to be covered up by Reynolds, but NRG back in control, back with their wits about them. A tie game in the final minute of game 2.
Man, Squishy he's fighting for the ball, and he's really making it tough for Space Station to get out of their own half for free. Kind of hoping that Garrett and Justin can figure out something behind them to really get things going back in their favor, because SSG, I think they've been really crushing the challenge game here in game 2, but again, as alluded to earlier, defense was what won them the game versus FaZe. It's what's keeping them in it here in game 2, excuse me.
Here's Justin with control. 25 seconds left. Daniel has to punt it high, and Squishy's up for it. Extending it over to Justin. Towards the goal. Reynolds can't quite reach it in time, and it goes in. NRG on top in the final seconds.
Frustrating here for Reynolds. Drives forward and kind of goes, I've just pulled myself off the line, and he tries to get back. Doesn't realize with that the ball over his head, since he pulls himself off the line, doesn't have the cleanest sense of where that backboard is, and he goes up when he really doesn't need to. That was going to bounce, and he put it off and in.
Will it be the mistake that cost him a game? 9 seconds left. Space Station already hit the magical 0-second goal in game number 1. Can they do it again?
Oh, they got him.
They want to see overtime a long way there. Squishy can't make it in a second buzzer beater, a second game in a row.
Squishy, he just put his hand on his head like, oh my gosh, why did I go for boost in the midfield there? Which, like, yeah, if there's time on the clock, that's not a bad play. Justin is challenging it. You know, you want to be there to support, but that's kind of just that autopilot that turns on sometimes, and you're not really thinking about the situation of the game. And I don't need to go get boosted the midfield. I need to make sure we don't get scored on. Is that one also off the wall? Garrett G to clear. NRG going to work themselves out of an early kickoff jam. Pass to Reynolds and saved by Justin.
Man, and Justin recognized, despite Garrett G winning 2 master challenges. Ooh. Oh dear, and it's in. No Daniel chance. Over the top, and the overtimes go 1-1.
Squishy, absolutely no chance for this one. Rotates near side of the net. Even if he rotates back post, there's no way he's ever gonna make that save. That was perfect.
Man, I was complimenting Justin there. You saw Garrett G get 2 really solid touches in the corner against challenges to win the dunks to push the ball into SSG territory, and yet Justin, as he's moving up the middle of the field, just turns around. He realizes I can't do anything with those. They were good challenges, Garrett, but we can't use them. And he makes the first save because of it. If he hadn't just doubled back immediately, if he didn't try to be aggressive at all, he would not have been there for the save, but did not matter. The follow-up from Space Station was there, all on top of each other. Well done as they equalize the series.
That's so tough. That's 2 games in a row now where they're going to view it as throwing it at 0 seconds, right? Yeah. And you can make the argument that the first one, not so much a throw, definitely outplayed, but the second one, that one's the one that really sticks in your head because Squishy knows like that's a dead mistake. No reason to go for boost in the midfield. You can make any save in the net with 30-40 boost, and it's just the product of the situation. So now they're sitting here thinking, man, we've let 2 games go at 0 seconds. We're having to work overtime to get this series done. Yeah. And to boot, you lost the second one.
Yeah, it really cost him. If you keep winning the overtimes, it's kind of easy to overlook those situations. I mean, it's crazy. It's pretty rare to see buzzer beater goals in general. To have them send them to overtime, even more rare. 2 in a row. Crazy stuff. But if you're winning the overtimes, you don't care. That second game gonna hurt for NRG.
Big comeback, though, for SSG. And again, I genuinely think they played the better game in game 2 anyway. It was just an early lead for NRG, and they were doing well to hang on to it. So Space Station, you really just need to keep going back to the well, I suppose, because they've got so much in their bag of tricks. The only thing that kind of feels like it hasn't really come to fruition yet was that Arsenal-Reynolds combo that's been so effective on day 1, 2, and we might just be right there. there.
Oh!
Ask and you shall receive.
Arsenal with control. Reynolds just paving a road in front of them. Open up the gates. And Space Station's on top for game 3.
That's hard for Justin to read in the net as well, because when you look at the timing between when Reynolds gets that demo and when Arsenal is going for that flick over the defender, that smoke screen totally obscures exactly how Arsenal's car is recovering back behind the ball. It makes it real tough for Justin to get a good read on how he should be approaching that challenge, because he knows he has to go, just doesn't know where.
Justin to the outside. Here's Garrett G. Up to Justin again. Somehow wins a 2v1. And Air Squishy in to try and put it around the post. Can't quite sneak it around the woodwork. Justin now back to Garrett G. Justin doesn't have any boost to go and pick up for this pass. We'll have to rotate out.
Did he go for a bump? Did Garrett G just go for a bump on Daniel to try and open up extra space on rotation? That's a very Space Station move, Garrett.
Yeah. Now, both teams have been very, very physical in this series. It's been a joy to see it. Not just one side. Oh, Squishy's got to get this off the backboard. He'll clear it well. There's Daniel now putting more pressure on him. Continuing. Yeah. We saw such aggression from NRG in game number 1. Space Station's starting to find ways to match that siege. Keep the pressure on.
I gotta say, I agree with you. Space Station doing a great job, for one, putting the pressure on NRG, but I do have to love the patience with which NRG are approaching the situations. As we alluded to in game 1, they're delicate, and oh my gosh. Daniel, goodbye. This is not your fault. This is your team losing a couple challenges in the midfield, and you get put in the impossible situation. Wow. And then you get the no way in any universe are you stopping that one.
No, the perfect play. He dives across the net, the only thing he can do. And Justin knows it's the only thing he can do. Places it in the one place he can never save it. The upfield pass is good, and Justin nearly found another one. Garrett G with a follow-up shot. Yes. Puts it onto the backboard. Looking for the double tap. Gonna strand Arsenal. No, but Arsenal gets it away from Squishy. Now Justin in the corner, trying to put more pressure on Arsenal with the tear down the field. Looking for the counterattack. Reynolds was trying to find bumps, but gonna come up with nothing. NRG gonna stave off, gonna survive the counterattack. Oh no, Reynolds nearly scores on himself.
And Arsenal showing a lot of familiarity with how NRG likes to play offense there. They know that NRG is very focused, beat the man, and that's always kind of been the perspective. Make it as easy as possible to actually shoot the ball. His pathing up towards the backboard there to take away that touch off the wall before Garrett G even makes contact, that's when you know you played against a team a lot.
The doink pass from Squishy. Garrett G and Justin going to try and make use of it all the way down the field, but lose control. Now Daniel, over 1. Chasing this down. Garrett G will take it off of his hood, but Reynolds on the follow-up. Now Squishy, can he get it past Reynolds? No, it's going to drop dangerous, and Justin will have to clear away. Arsenal follow-up shot. Man, Space Station reading the touches from NRG time and time again. More and more pressure. Look at this.
There's that more sweeping pressure down across the goal line, trying to get NRG to yield a little bit of space, see if they can capitalize on any of that extra ground. And wow, you're having to work overtime to even just get possession right now on NRG, and they find a way, but how long does it last?
That ball control from Daniel. I really thought Garrett G did a good job getting him loose off the ball, but it did not matter. Managed to get the dunk on Justin on the following challenge as well.
Oh, they let it roll. Smart.
1:23 left to go. Tie game here. Winner of this game takes the lead in the series. Reynolds finds a demolition, but Squishy in the corner. Get it away.
You know, if there's one guy I never want behind the ball with a demo coming down on me, it's Arsenal.
Yeah.
I never want to be thinking about how to defend against Arsenal with a demo headed at me. And that's why I think he's so good. But what a hit! And Arsenal, again, big stop defensively.
The defense has been so strong from Space Station. Here's Justin in the corner, trying to hold on to it, but now Daniel with more boost gets bumped off the ball, but is the damage already done? Garrett G gets up in the sky, finds the block, wins a challenge against Arsenal, and now Daniel with boost again. Taken care of here. No, back down to Justin. Ball dead in the box. Garrett G gonna have to get off this backboard quickly. Finds Squishy. Nice. The small pass upfield again. These soft touches from Squishy. So instrumental in breaking down Space Station's pressure.
It's required as well. I mean, they have to find ways to work themselves into a position. What?
Oh, are you kidding? No, Arsenal, this is a catastrophe.
Okay, wait. Okay, so here's Arsenal's camera. He's rotating back. Cool. Justin, easy. Oh my gosh. I mean, he's literally just trying to cut out of the way because he thinks Daniel's going to take it on a dribble. He's literally just saying, I need to get out of the way. And Daniel just catches it a little fat, and it just goes right in the back. That's a gift for NRG.
Look at Chiefs. It's simple. It's really simple. They just want to keep the buzzer beater streak going.
Yeah, there you go.
Do that if they're tied. So.
It's true. It's true. Well, you can. You just avoid OT.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They could level it up here, but oh my gosh, they're making it threatening with 5 seconds left. That's a rough bounce for Space Station. Squishy over the top into no man's land, and NRG finally will win it at 0 seconds. Take the lead in the series.
Now here's the best part. You think about a game like that where you're thinking we don't really have any concrete plan on how to break down Space Station and all the looks they're giving us. And then you have, the rarest of happenstances, just honestly a complete fluke from Space Station. And that kind of completely erases that last game in your head. It's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would completely forget about how you threw at 0 seconds and just be like, thanks for the win, and just move on now. Like, that's, I think, the greatest gift for the mental of, because NRG, they really are getting pressed a lot here. I mean, they're still out here generating shots. Let's not get it twisted. They've got 10 shots. But Space Station are out here making it so hard to get anything done. Like you were saying, those small touches from Squishy required to get through people. And it's only by virtue of those that they're able to get more operating space on defense to continue to hold Space Station at bay and just go for that pot shot transition and maybe pop a couple shots here and there and then have to rotate back and handle Space Station all over again. It's hard work to win this right now. But that's always been the case against Space Station for NRG.
It is, but if I'm remembering correctly, I think this is the second own goal that NRG has kind of like forced out of Space Station here. I believe there was one in game 1. I might be wrong here, but you gotta feel good.
Kind of.
You gotta
kind of.
Yeah, it wasn't a blatant own goal like this, but there was a bit of like coming. It was like a Reddles was up.
It was Reddles over his head, was just thinking, oh, I gotta touch it. He ends up tipping it.
That was in game 2. I remember now. So if you're putting enough pressure on them to have them kind of make panicky mistakes like that, you're doing something. You're doing very well. Love the pressure here. I will say, looking at the cams from Space Station after that own goal, they were laughing at themselves. Their mental is solid right now. I'm not worried about that own goal affecting them.
That's good. You definitely want to be able to, have that mental resilience and handle, honestly, a situation that is never going to come up on at any level of consistency that you should be worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
That ability to just kind of brush that one off is very powerful because they know that they're playing a good game right now and they know that they don't need to change anything.
You've played a lot of Rocket League when those sorts of little moments of variance can just be brushed off to the side and said, not to worry about it.
Yeah.
As here we are in game 4, NRG with the lead in the series. 2 more wins, they'll have the title of first regional champion.
X Games Open winner.
X Games.
Get more medals.
Man,
does it get better than that?
NRG and winning the X Games,
it's a thing.
They got a history there. Here's Garrett G back into the box. Daniel holds on to control, not just a simple clear, but manages to dribble this the entire length of the field. Now Squishy with a pop over Reddles. Arsenal, the third man's got to stop this, and he'll take to the sky. Squishy low on boost, gets a challenge across the field. And it'll be Garrett G with open space to try and take control. Awkward bounce to work with, but manages to dislodge Daniel from the play. Now Reddles trying to connect.
Don't like it.
Justin is Squishy with a pinch.
Yeah, a little divey though for NRG. That's kind of what I've been appreciating so much about the defense, how controlled it's seen, and see a little bit of chaos in there. Even if it ends up working out, is not something that you want to see. You want to feel like they're always in control.
3:09 left to go. I believe the longest we've seen about a goal being scored. Squishy and Justin, season 5 vibes in the corner.
Don't put that evil on them now. Come on.
It was on offense. It's fine. They can't hear me. At least I hope not. Daniel trying. Oh dear, this pinch going very, very dangerously close to the Space Station net, but look at a post bounce. Now Squishy. Ooh, Daniel with a fake over 1. And now looking for 2. Does he make them all by Justin, the only player with his wits about him? Follow from Arsenal, blocked by Squishy. Daniel absolutely dismantling NRG's defense. They got to hold on by the string of their pants.
Big challenges as well from Justin to work out, and they're through Daniel. Arsenal thankfully back in time, and Space Station will have a moment to breathe here. And now I take it back. There might be 2 people I don't want to handle a demo coming at me with behind the ball. It might be Daniel and Arsenal.
This entire Space Station lineup is just so deadly. As Arsenal through 1. Garrett G to slow down, try and take control. Reynolds takes it off of his hood. Just into the back wall. We're across halftime. Still no goal on either side. 1v1 though, Squishy versus Daniel, and Squishy will find proper read on the flick. Arsenal now in a 1v2. Not gonna be able to get through either player. Squishy demolished in the sky by Reddles. But Garrett G still doing work, pushing this down the field and pushing the issue with Arsenal, putting pressure on him. Justin demolished again. The Space Station demo game just continuously buying them more and more space.
so valuable for them because they really are trying to find a way through NRG's defense. It's been great. I mean, the goal line challenges, the way that they approach the ball, there's not really been many openings for SSG, and that means, you know, very limited outplay potential. It takes some inspired approach. You know, there's an old chess axiom. You cannot have brilliance without mistake. And NRG are not offering many openings.
Arsenal push this across midfield. Just on the outside, Squishy not quite sure what to do with this, but he'll find the touch. And then Daniel, on the moment where possession was lost, able to take over. Garrett G on the backboard. Justin not in the goal. An awkward situation here from NRG, but Garrett G with a wonderful dismount. Gets that away, and now Justin to the outside. Squishy quickly turns on this one. Arsenal's there first. He'll connect back. And then demo Garrett G. In the corner here, Justin in an awkward spot. Gets off just enough. Plays it away. Garrett G now to the goal. Reynolds trying. He'll make the stop.
Ooh, love it.
35 seconds left. Still no goals achieved.
This is probably the most stalemate game that we've had in this series so far, and
the scoreboard would agree with you.
Yes, I'm glad. It's good for Spacestation as well to have a game like this, I think, because it means that, you know, even if they're still not operating, they know they're not offering many chances to NRG. And there are some teams who are going to say, look, if we're driving the offense more and we're making NRG play defense, we're in the better position. It's just a matter of, does it translate to a win here?
Daniel, 5 seconds left. Can they keep the 0-second magic going? Garrett with a stop. Arsenal, oh, the ball's on the ground. We'll go to overtime here. Third overtime in 4 games.
I was going to be it, though. I mean, they had NRG dead right there. The last man was going to get bumped out. They had a guy setting it up for an easy pot shot at net. That was the chance. They just ran out of time.
Oh, so close here, Squishy. The clear up to Garrett G's got a little bit of boost to work with here. They've only got 1 defender, and the Arsenal manages to get up in time, dodge the demo, and make the save. Daniel now off the backboard as NRG continues to press the issue. Here's Squishy, open net, Arsenal on the back post.
Oh, he missed the boost. This is so awkward.
Stalls him now. Yeah, Squishy now stranded in enemy territory. Garrett G low in the tank as well. It's going to be only Squishy with boot, or only with Justin with boost on NRG's half. Daniel long play. Let's take it away from him on the retreat. Now Squishy, oh, getting breathed. No, just chased down. You can feel the hair on the back of his neck raising as Daniel's trying to nip at him. Here's Reynolds up against Justin.
Yeah.
We'll save that one, no problem. Eliminate Arsenal as well. It's going to be all up to Daniel in the backfield. Daniel versus Justin. Can he fake him out? Tries to. Daniel hits the brakes on him. Arsenal with the flick to block the follow-up. Space Station survived through minute number 1, but here comes Justin trying to finish it off on the double tap. Open!
Oh, yeah.
Daniel put it in. NRG on match point.
It all was one transition. Daniel did great to hold him off on the first go, but that second challenge just goes wrong enough. Justin and Garrett able to combine to get it done there. The speed out of the midfield, the positioning favoring NRG, and Reynolds gave it his best shot on the goal line, to be honest. But what are you going to do? There's so many options there on how you want to place that in the net. Do you go straight down into the corner? Do you go back across? Do you go in the middle? Reynolds just picked a spot and hoped it was right, and NRG going to squeeze out another victory here.
This has been, so I mean, I think the thing you said about, you know, brilliance and mistakes, I mean, NRG really has, other than the mistake that genuinely cost them game 2, played 9 perfect Rocket League achieves. This has been very impressive from this entire roster. Space Station's doing their absolute best, but this game I really feel like flipped the table on. This one was NRG through and through.
I still think it was Space Station playing a great game. I mean,
they did.
Yeah, it's NRG through and through, I would say, in overtime. I think in regulation, they definitely gave as good as they got for both teams. And that could be virtue of the overtime being relatively short, but what can you say? NRG get a reset, a chance to kick off again, set themselves up in a different position. Maybe they got some type of advantage with a boost deal at the start or something like that. Who knows? Maybe it's just they won a couple of challenges in a row.
Yeah, no, I think you're right too. Like I like replaying the whole game in my head, remembering a few moments of why did NRG not follow up here, and then wow, Space Station really did follow up there, but the NRG defense held on. I retract my statement. I do think Space Station matching as good as they could give, but then in that, I don't know, it's so interesting. It's fascinating to me that the trend in Rocket League of a kickoff just kind of causing a reset, that both teams have to like reapproach the game, and NRG just able to get the start and finish off that overtime better than a Space Station was able to. But into game 5,
and to be honest, in game 5, NRG ahead, but I'm still looking at Space Station with a good shot at winning this one and pushing it to 6. I think they've played the more complete game in terms of pushing NRG constantly, because it takes a lot of mental fortitude to play defense as well as NRG are playing. And don't get me wrong, I know they're a good team. I know they play great defense. It's just hard to do that all the time. And I think Space Station definitely have the tools to wear them down. And if NRG can hold them off again, hey, fair play to them. You deserve to win.
They are on match point. A win here would end the regional and give the title to NRG. Space Station with a long road ahead of them. They got to force game 7, win game 7, and then win the next best of 7. But it's happened before. Here's Justin in the corner. Daniel take the ball away from him. Push it back to midfield. Squishy with a stop. Garrett G lurking and trying to move up, but out of boost as he advances and just chooses to think better of it. Falls back. Justin, narrow, clear window, but he finds it. Now Squishy on the follow-up. Daniel makes the stop on the goal line there. 2 touches from save, clear, and shot for NRG. Maximum efficiency.
It's that deep defense as well. Everyone knows that's very possible. Daniel denied with a great stop from Justin. Thinking for sure maybe there's going to be some type of gap. Arsenal trying to weave his way around NRG in the corner as well, and just refused to budge. It's so difficult without some type of external force. You need some type of demo, a boost steal. You know, someone on NRG to misposition themselves or make a bad approach on a ball. It's just not happening.
Space Station, though, pressing the issue here, looking for Reddles. Justin will get this away. Now Daniel back to Reddles here, the 2-man offense. Can they hold on? Reddles with a full tank of boost, everything to work with. He's got 3 defenders in front of him to work through, and Squishy will take it away from him on the first challenge. Garrett G with the follow-up against Arsenal, wins 1, but then loses it to Daniel from the 3rd man. Justin now advancing from the back.
There you go. There's 2.
Tank, but can't get it through Daniel. The demolitions opening up the gates. Space Station trying to get this ball into the box. 2:10 left to go. Still a scoreless ball game. Justin with space now. Empty backfield. Daniel should be able to get there. It's wide anyways.
I think he's lucky.
Thank goodness it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think allowing Justin to have a free long shot there when I think Daniel just overestimated how quick he could get back and how hard Justin could hit that ball. If that was in between the posts, he wasn't making it.
Demolition on a Squishy. And trying to open up space. And now another demolition on the goal line, man. The demos continue to open the door.
It has been a drought, but another double demo. I guess that doesn't really get the demo on Justin, but he makes it easier for Arsenal to get the demo. So another double demo required. And this time Space Station get that demo to come through when they've got the ball at the midfield. They're not having to work out of their own half. They're already set up to try and take an opportunity on target. They convert it.
Into the corner. Space Station looking for another one. Daniel finds the bounce that eliminates a defender. There's no follow-up on the far side of the field. Justin. Long blast straight downtown.
Got a beat.
Here's Daniel with space.
Oh, he's got it.
Gonna beat Squishy. Justin's got to save it on the goal line. Out to Garrett G. Reddles trying to take over control, but heading the wrong direction. Oh, Arsenal beats Justin. It's up to Squishy here. What a miss. Arsenal must have been out of boost. There, Garrett G gonna try and find a counterattack up against Daniel, but he gives him space, and Daniel with a full tank takes to the sky, looking to extend the lead. Runs into Garrett G on the retreat. And NRG starting to show chinks in the armor. Final minute, can they find the buzzer beater?
Unsurprising they're showing chinks because now they're in a position where they must score. With a minute left, they're going to open up a little bit more, try and get a little more aggressive. Squishy, cheeky touch to Garrett, and trying to go over the top of Reddles. This time he rotates the car back, so he's a little more vertical so we can stick with it. Justin over the top. Daniel's trapped on the backboard, and Squishy gets a missed touch.
A missed touch is a critical one, too. A big old double commit from Space Station. Now Squishy onto the backboard. Open net here. Reddles, oh dear. Squishy respected Reddles so much he didn't even move after he hit the backboard. Arsenal now with the ball lofted. Can anybody go for it? Justin's going to try, but Reddles takes it away from him. Final 15 seconds. Space Station trying to hold on, keep their tournament life alive.
I think NRG really expecting NRG to bomb that ball away, and no one did anything, so a lot of time wasted there for NRG. Do they have a buzzer beater in them?
Justin gonna try here. Up to Squishy.
Tough.
Back to Garrett G, but Daniel over the top of him. Squishy's gonna find a read here. Hold on to it. Out of boost. Arsenal into the ground. Space Station will take game 5. Send us to game 6. Staying alive.
Well played, Space Station. You get the win you feel like you've deserved for the past couple of games. It plays out nicely again, though. Pretty much a dead stalemate, to be honest. Like we said, it took a double demo for Spacestation to even have the space to even think about scoring. So, great game again overall. Spacestation have just apparently called a timeout. Could be for any number of reasons. You know, maybe someone's got to use the bathroom, or maybe they just need to, you know, time to sit here and. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the bathroom.
Yeah, okay, it's the first one. It's the first one.
I was gonna say, I was excited to talk about like the strategy behind like winning a game and then calling a timeout. Like, it's so rare to see that. So often teams are just calling timeouts because they need, because they're losing. But no, here it's just bio.
Yeah, we do see Arsenal sit back down, and I think he's been playing a phenomenal. You know, we've been giving a lot of credit to Daniel, a lot of credit to Reddles, of course, throughout the course of the weekend. But this series and all the series leading up to it, Arsenal, get that ball on a dribble, man. He's got just such a tricky way of approaching a lot of challenges on the ball, and it has been a handful to even consider how you even approach him on a challenge. Dude's got mix-ups for days. He's terrifying on a dribble.
When you think about the question of like, is there a player that needs to step up for their team? I genuinely am having trouble coming up with any name for either team right now.
I think everyone's playing good.
this has been a clash of play styles, a clash of decisions, but not a clash of consistency or errors, which is exactly what you want to see. As we go into game 6, we might go the full distance here in the first set. We might even go to another set. NRG 1 game away from clinching this up, which would be, I feel like it's going to be such a hard bounce back if we do get to a game 7 and see a Space Station win. NRG knowing they were 1 game away back in game 5.
Yeah, it could potentially, but I just feel like through this point, I think all of those guys on NRG have been through so many, you know, wins, losses, deep runs in tournaments that it might not even register that, like, you know, it's the win right now, right? It's like that absence of pressure from, ooh, this is to win, because it's just kind of like, I mean, you saw it at the fall major, right? They're out here getting, you know, playing a great game against BDS. NRG's out here just like, okay, Monkey Moon scored again, fine, and they just shrug and laugh it off. It's like, if you can do that at a major, it's like, I think the X Games Open here is just a means to an end to make the next one, right?
We are professionals. It's another day at the office. Can they close it out in style? Close it out quickly. That's an open net.
Oh my goodness.
Justin. All right, I think there might have been a bump from Squishy following kickoff on Daniel.
I think Garrett got it. Yeah, he's tracking Daniel all the way, and he forces Daniel to jump up the wall. He doesn't actually hit him, but he does give Justin a great look towards the net, and cheeky smile from Squishy saying, Garrett, why you bullying the rookie, you know?
Yeah, he's been the problem. Well, he's not been the problem. He's been one of the 3 problems that Energy's got to deal with right now. Zoning Daniel. Leading to goal number 1. Is it everything NRG need? Can they hold on? We've had a series of 1-goal games.
Oh, wow. Did that help?
He bumped him into it.
I think Garrett G hit Squishy, and that gave it a little more height, a little extra power. Almost got over the top of Space Station. Let's watch that again. Yeah.
I want to take a look at it. Arsenal with the stop here, but this touch is going to need to get a second one. Or else NRG will say thank you very much. Through 1 player, Reddles taking the stop. Nice. Justin with a bump. NRG drives past the ball. And then NRG will have to go back to the drawing board, back to defense. Here comes Space Station. Daniel taking a shot, gets 2 defenders to bite. Arsenal up for it, but can't put the follow-up shot immediately on target. And then Squishy's able to get his wheels under him. Get back down the field. NRG now on the counterattack.
Ooh, delicate situation. Oh, and that second touch from Reddles. Oh, you love the ability to get back to the ball when you catch it a little heavy off the wall and get that extra bit of power. Almost always going to throw off people chasing you because they're thinking, oh, he's kind of dropped that on the air dribble, and just allows you so much extra time on defense. And Reddles, great control.
Here's just on the outside. Getting 2 blocks. Out of boost now. Going to have to rotate out and leave space for Squishy. Squishy on the ground, loses control to a Space Station player. Rotates through, finds a demolition. Daniel will take it to the wall, trying to keep space on this one, but Justin, look at that. Daniel backing off, recognizing Justin already in the air, hits his brakes, waits for Justin to hit the ball into him.
That's
so
1 by 1.
Hold on to it. Yeah.
That's just understanding. I hit it too hard. This guy's about to take it. I just got to wait for him to hit it back.
Brilliant. Brilliant player. Demolition on Squishy and goal, though. Justin alone with the corner. I'll try to hold on to this ball. Pick up a little bit of boost in midfield. Now taking him to the ground, looking for Garrett G. Rattles to the outside as we approach halftime. Space Station yet to get on the board. Critical game, match point. They've got to take it. Here's Reynolds with an opportunity on an open net. Squishy trying to reach for it. The ball was wide. Squishy able to keep the clear into the corner. Garrett G inside out. Underneath one, down to Justin. Up to Daniel, and this will be Squishy in the backfield. Ooh. And Daniel keeping close proximity in that ball. The speed of Daniel is been something that's stood out to me throughout this whole series. Moments of him playing on offense, and then he's the first player back on defense as well. Keeping the speed up, but here they clear him out 1-2-1, and Squishy puts in a second goal.
Yeah, really good support here from Squishy. I mean, Reynolds goes for the bump on Justin to make it easy, but Daniel really has to play that pretty much straight up. And unfortunately, Squishy's got, you know, the support coming right down the middle again. Unless Daniel can find a way to squeeze that out to the side, I don't know how you avoid that goal.
No, and I love the pressure from Justin. It says, hey, there's one defender in front of me. How do I get him to come at me right now? I can lose control of the ball and go for the bump, but Daniel's probably going to successfully dodge that. I'm going to force him to make a rough, unfavorable save. And then knowing Squishy's got me on the follow-up here, that shadow offense. This one back in front of the goal, and a touch over the top. 1:45 left to go. Space Station's tournament life hanging in the line. NRG, 1:40 away from the win.
Okay, big demo.
Arsenal 2-1. Reynolds trying to go for the fake, and look at the stop from Justin. Now on the counterattack, he and Squishy moving upfield, looking for goal number 3. Can they find the security? Daniel off the backboard's got the clear, and Garrett G will slow things down a bit, lofting it into the sky. Arsenal will find Reynolds on the outside of Space Station. Back to work. 1:20 left to go. They got to find 2.
Ooh, and it's tough because now you really need to see Space Station push. 2 goals in a minute against NRG, no small feat, especially considering how this series has played out. And when Reynolds not converting that one chance, especially when you feel like it should have been a goal. I mean, he just really didn't hit that ball as hard as he should have back around. And Space Station wasting time. Squishy getting cheeky, wasting a few precious seconds off the clock as well. Bumping people off the ball out in front. Justin is just able to squeeze enough out, and Justin has the help of his teammates behind him. And NRG going to work out of a jam.
Yeah, it was such a great setup, but it took all 3 players to get the setup, so there was nobody there to take the shot. Space Station still.
Ooh, here we go.
Up against the wall. Here's Daniel. He's got to have his highlight moment, but no, Garrett G takes the ball away from him, and Arsenal will put it onto the backboard. Garrett G with a follow-up. A demolition on a Justin, opening some space, but they bump into each other. Oh, somehow Reynolds emerges with control, and Justin takes it away from him. Final 30 seconds. Space Station, they have to score now, and they cannot afford another goal. As Reynolds down the field to Daniel. To the goal, Justin's up for it and makes the save, and that one just might do it. 10 seconds left. Reynolds has to put it in on this touch, but gets blocked by Garrett. A demolition from onto Squishy, but it doesn't matter. The clock has expired. NRG gonna take home another X Games. They'll put in the buzzer beater as the nail in the coffin.
Wow, what a display of challenge mechanics from NRG to close out this series. I mean, always consistently focusing on, we are not taking these challenges to win the ball. We are taking these challenges to prevent Space Station from gaining better possession and more effective possession of the ball. And that really did stifle a lot of Space Station's opportunities there at the end of the game. A couple of good setups, nice passes out in the middle with space to operate. But NRG approaching those challenges so efficiently and effectively leads them to an easy closeout.
Those gentlemen sitting there, just another day at work. The professionals closing it out, put another medal in the trophy cabinet, goes right next to
it's just $30,000. Who cares?
Just $30,000. I mean, hey, X Games medals. They've gotten a few of them. There's not many Rocket League X Games medals, and genuinely, Garrett G's got at least 2 of them. He might even have more if my memory serving me.
He's definitely got at least 2. I know you're right about that.
What a play! What a day! What a game! What a series! Congratulations, NRG, taking that one down. And closing out our X Games Open here for North America. Did not require the bracket reset here at Chiefs, though Space Station did their absolute best to get there.
Yeah, and all credit in the world to NRG's defense throughout the course of this day 3. It's what got them the win versus FaZe. I mean, everything in the kitchen sink against them. Same thing against Space Station. Everything you could think of, and that defense held through it all. And they were not easy games to win, and so to have that type of fortitude in a lot of tough situations, well-deserved victory here.
Brilliant stuff. NRG emerge as champions to close out the X Games Open. Let's head back to the desk.
That was a great match. You know, I thought it was going to go a little bit further. I did indeed, so I was wrong there. But regardless, I think we got a good showing there, and you NRG boys can be real happy.
Oh, you know, of course I'm happy. I mean, I was telling you, Justin, I was watching him on Friday. I was watching him on Friday. He is just playing at a different level. And I mean, you could see it there on the one play in overtime, getting that double tap, 0 time to think, goes up, perfect double tap. And Justin, he's just built different. Obviously, Daniel maybe built with some of the same parts. He had some moments where I was like, oh my goodness, the 0-second goals, he was bringing them out again.
Nuts.
So, you know, it was a crazy series still.
But we talk about demos, we talk about Garrett G, he's talking about that is the new way to play. Space Station, V1 and FaZe, all top 5 in demos. NRG, 13th in demos per game. They don't care. They don't care about metas. They know how to win. They do it here again. We talk about all these roster moves. It's to be the best in NA, and NRG's like, we don't care. We're just going to continue to be the best, and they do it here again.
Jazz, I want to see if you a chance to get any thoughts out on that match before we
I mean, obviously, like, you know, we had NRG in the win. I don't think that like should be too surprising. I know a lot of people are always talking about like the NRG bias with me and James, but to be honest, like NRG has North America in a headlock. Like, it just doesn't seem like anyone is able to stop this team. Teams have come very close, and teams have definitely challenged them. And I think a lot of us were really looking for SSG to try to push NRG to different bounds and challenge them, maybe even get a bracket reset out of there. But I mean, they always show up when it comes down to it, and it's starting to get like a procedural at this point.
It's not bias if they're right. I'm sure that's a logical fallacy, but it sounds good. So we're going with it. On the line now to talk about their dub, Garrett G is here yet again. Welcome back to the show. Congratulations on the win at the S Games Open.
I appreciate it, Leaf.
You know, we were talking earlier just about how you perceive these teams, super demo heavy. We saw it again. We saw these teams do that in the lower bracket as well. V1, Space Station, they kept demoing on the way through. And you said a lot of teams are doing that as if that's a new meta, but you guys stick to your game plan. You hold true to what you guys are. You continue to adapt around it. How hard is that process to continue to change around these metas that move and shift?
I mean, well, we kind of don't stick to our game plan because we keep saying like, oh, it's just. I think that last game I said I'm just gonna go for demos off the rip here, and then I got like one or something.
Maybe you're just bad at it. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just hard. It's just like it's hard to make it a habit when you haven't done it for. You know, it used to be like Classics was the only guy doing it, and we were like, oh, Classics getting a cheap demo. You know, Classics the GOAT. But it's just hard to make it a habit, and it is hard though. It is hard to do it because it's easy to troll doing it. Like there's a few goals when teams do it. You know, they leave one person back and it's a counterattack. So. I think someone who actually does it the best, and it was so hard to play against at the major, was Mark. He does it at such good times where like he doesn't really leave anyone in a bad spot. So it is a skill. I mean, you know, it's kind of, people call it cheap and stuff, but doing it in these finals is really hard.
So talk about all these roster moves, but did you think that was an advantage for Winter Regional 1, where you guys don't have to do these roster moves and don't have to figure out a new game plan? Or do you think that you were worried about that honeymoon phase of these teams?
Yeah, we were definitely worried about the honeymoon phase. I think a big part of it too is that all those teams, you know, you want to go 100% in scrims, but it's hard to for year in, year out. So we were getting destroyed by Space Station in scrims, destroyed by G2, destroyed by FaZe, which doesn't matter, you know, win, loss record in scrims. But we were definitely worried about the honeymoon phases. We were saying this is going to be a battle of the honeymoon phases. I honestly did not expect us to win. Like going to this, I thought almost all the teams with roster moves were looking better. We had a rough week of scrims, so we tend to get the regional wins when we least expect it, to be honest. So,
yeah. Just talking to, I'm sorry to cut you off, Daz, but just talking about the regionals. Obviously, this is the first regional of the winter split, and it's a new format. So, just I want to get your ideas on, you know, how was it for you guys going through this format, and kind of, you know, how that compares to your past experience with what we had in the fall split.
Well, I mean, a lot of people try to discredit us because of the group we drew, even though we're first seed, which made no sense to me. But the group stage was hard. I mean, those teams are hard to play. The Vibrances, the RBGs, like I'll admit we weren't looking too good, but we always have a tough time against those like bubble upcoming players because they play the new playstyle really well. Like they're all bump heavy, they're all really fast. So you lose 2 5-minute games and all of a sudden you got to reverse sweep one of those teams. So I personally am kind of like iffy about the format. It definitely has made group stage the most important ever because like you go 2-1 and another team goes 3-0 and now you have to bracket reset regardless of how good you are the next day. So it's interesting. I like it a lot more now that we won. Hopefully we get a good group going to the second one. And Squishy was saying if we get second, he thinks we lock in for the major. So I don't know if that's true, like mathematically, but that's definitely going to be the goal, is to be in the final again next regional.
Yeah, and you during this tournament, you played against a lot of new rosters, of course. I mean, half of the teams in this regional had new rosters, but definitely want to talk about, in specific, playing against Daniel as he had a pop-off tournament. What was that like for you guys and how you were able to adjust to it?
I mean, Daniel's obviously insane. Like, he was very scary. It's kind of similar feeling to Typical that one summer, like when we played in Dazzern's tournament. I forgot. I'm losing track of years, to be honest. I'm getting old. But it felt like that. It felt similar to that, to where like a new player, scary. You're still scared of Sip when he goes up in the air, but it's just another player we have to worry about. So he was insane, and I think the fact he did it his first tournament in a final, it's giving me a similar feeling like how First Healer showed up at LAN at the major and looked just as good. So I think it's good for NA, bad for us individually. So we'll see how it pans out.
Fair enough. Now, at this point, you've done it a million times, but you guys won. So I want to give you the stage. You got anything to shout out? Anything you want to say to the world? Stage is all yours.
Same as always. Shout out to my family, my girlfriend Chelsea, my team. They're insane. Sis is really good coaching. So appreciate everyone who supported us. Shout out to everyone who said we have an easy ride and we're lucky. Still get lucky. I made a career out of getting lucky. So let's keep it going. Appreciate you guys.
And you got the gold. Congratulations on the victory here at the X Games Open. Garrett G, thanks for joining us. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.